Hey, this is Sasha and welcome to another episode on Let's Talk Stocks. And today what we're going to be doing is talking about lazy traders or people who just, are not doing much. So can you really call yourself a full-time trader if you're not doing much or if you're lazy? Well, here we're going to talk a little bit about that. Now, we're talking about this because we have an upcoming book, Mindsets of a Master Stock Trader. So that's set to release very soon. And if you're interested to being the first to getting the book or you've been waiting for the book, be sure to get on our newsletter list, which you can get on by scrolling down below this video, clicking one of the links there, or of course, wait till the end of the video. There's also going to be a link there that you can click and get on the newsletter list. Now, with that in mind, we're going to talk a little bit more about the inner game because this book is all focused about the inner game. The inner game is about the psychology, the mindsets. It's kind of like if you're playing tennis, right? You could have great strokes, you could run really quickly. That's all outer game. That's external stuff. But if you fall and trip and you don't get back up because you feel down, you feel emotionally upset, that's what the inner game is all about. And it's in trading as well. You need the outer game. You need to be able to, read charts, manage money well. But you need the inner game. You need to be able to stay focused, disciplined. You need to be able to recover from losses emotionally. That's what we're going to talk about. So today we're looking at lazy traders. We're looking at really... if you look at humans, before we get into this, if you really look at just humans the way we operate, most people, they feel like they have to do something. So come look at somebody at a party. It's one of the few reasons why you see everybody holding a drink in their hand at a party. We feel like, hey, we got to be doing something. Maybe we're not talking to somebody, but we're sipping a cup, whether it's a cup of beer, a cup of alcohol, it could be a cup of water. We're tinkering. Sometimes it might not even be at a party. It might be at a social gathering. Well, instead of not doing anything, let's say you're not doing anything. Instead, what people do is they play with their cell phone. It's pretty common at doctors' offices and those kinds of things. So just take a look around at just the way the world works and operates. People naturally want to tinker things. And that's because we just don't want to feel lazy. We need to do something. So you have that feeling that, hey, I gotta be doing something. I don't want to just sit around here and do absolutely nothing because we've been trained to kind of think that laziness, lazy, if you're lazy, this is bad, right? Why are you just sitting doing absolutely nothing? This is kind of a bad thing. And, when we look at this, we start to wonder, well, hey, if I'm a trader and I'm lazy or I want to be a full-time trader, well, shouldn't I be doing something? I need to be able to, tinker with the trade, just like over here. And you can see probably where I'm going with this. Or I need to go ahead and scan charts, right? So as a full-time trader, you need to be doing something, right? So if you're looking to become full-time, this is the common phrase I hear, I want to be a full-time trader, I want to leave my job. I need to tinker with the trade. I need to scan the charts. I need to adjust the trade. I need to be doing something. But the problem here is you have to realize and recognize your position as a trader, okay? To be able to do absolutely nothing in humans in our natural state is very tough. It's difficult because to do absolutely nothing, you're kind of just sitting and let's just say you're looking at the wall. So if you look at the wall, even then your mind starts to think and wander. So as you wander, even that is not doing anything. It's still, you're going to be starting to think about things. So this is very tough to do. When you look at the position that you're in as a trader, this is what I want you to remember, is that as a trader, or looking at it as a job, when you look at it as a job, remember that as a job, when you have a job, there is a boss or a CEO or an owner. And then what happens is he distributes work to, let's say, Susie. Then you have John. Then you have Adam. And this work is distributed to the other people. It's not that the boss doesn't do any work, but their job is to manage Susie. Their job is to manage John. Their job is to manage Adam. So when we look at this in a financial context, instead of you here tinkering, scanning, adjusting. Remember, you are the boss when it comes to the investments. So here, okay, let's scratch this. So you are the boss now of your money. So here you have money that's going to work for you. Okay, and again, it's going to work. And you have every single dollar bill, which could be 100 of them, could be 1,000, could be hundreds of thousands of them. They're all going to work. And sometimes you put, let's say, this 100,000 into work, and they are working on, let's say, Microsoft. Okay, this John, let's say $50,000, John is taking care of business, and he's working on Chipotle. Okay, this one is looking at NVIDIA. Okay, so everybody has a different job and process, and you being the boss, you have your money that works for you. So does that make you lazy if you're not doing the work? No. So this is what happens is in a job or boss setting, you're the boss. You have to manage your money accordingly. You have to make sure they're doing their work the right way. And then you can tinker them and put them on new projects. So if you think that you're lazy by just sitting around and doing absolutely nothing, well, that's not the case. In trading, what happens is normal people, they go to work and they work for somebody. In a trading setting, you are the boss and you're bossing or managing the rest of your money. I like to think of it as a team. So in our business, we use a team. So here's your team. They're working for you. But if it helps you to think about hierarchy levels, all of a sudden you can eliminate all these things. And that means that, do you still need to do the tinkering? Do you need to scan charts? Do you need to adjust? Yeah, absolutely. You do need to do those things. But I don't want you to feel lazy or think that you're not full-time if, let's say, out of the month, you put on maybe 2 trades and it took you 20 minutes, 10 minutes a trade, and you made, let's say, $20,000. Well, does it matter that you only worked 20 or 30 minutes? No, because you were in charge to have your team do the work for you, so that way you could be successful and profitable. That's the name of the game. That's the business. That's business for you, is to be able to take your team and deploy them to work for you. And in this case, your team is your dollar bills, it's your money, and it's the capital that you put to work in different projects. And that's what's happening. So if you don't have to tinker, if you don't have to scan charts, if you don't have to adjust and do all those things, for some people saying full-time trader, well, what if you're only working 2 hours a day? Does that mean you're full-time? Most people associate full-time with the amount of hours they work. Well, if you're making the same amount of money, does it really matter? So I leave that to you and let you think about these things. Humans, we naturally want to tinker, but I want you to get away from that idea and concept. Instead, try to be a little more lazy. Try to be a little more full-time with less energy involved, with less time involved, because you are the CEO, Chief of Everything Officer. You are in charge of your team and your capital. And now you go ahead and deploy that capital on new projects, at different stocks, at different trades, different positions, through different strategies, giving your business the end result. And that's really what it means to be a full-time trader, is that you're in charge to manage your money and your team correctly. And in this case, it's your capital. All right, so there you go. I hope that makes sense. So that way you can see, hey, being a lazy trader is not bad at all. It's really about you being in charge of your capital and your money and putting it to work and putting it on the right projects. So you're not really necessarily lazy. It's just, hey, you got a team. You got a team of dollar bills that now go to work. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. In the end, remember, sign up to the newsletter list right here. That way you get notified when the book is released. Join YouTube. Do that as well. Hey, go eat a healthy breakfast. Go enjoy your life. Spend some time at the beach. And remember, do what you love, contribute to other people, but most importantly, live life abundantly. And don't forget to get the book when it comes out. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.